It's time. It's time for Mike Dimes. So I wasn't able to record a video last night because I had to work in the morning. I just didn't have the time to record a video. So I get off of work and I'm just racing home listening to Mike Dimes, just imagining myself, 20 minutes later listening to In Dimes We Trust, and I'm just like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I would be this excited for an album like this early on in the year because I wasn't really sure what was gonna drop, but this album, literally every song I've heard from Mike Dimes is just amazing. And when I say this album is gonna turn heads, this album is gonna turn heads. Like, if he hasn't already turned heads with the singles he's released, this album, it's gonna put him up there. Like, I'm so excited for this album. So I want to get right into it, but I do want to talk about the album a little bit beforehand. So as I mentioned, the album is called In Dimes We Trust, and this cover art, I'm gonna put it up for you right now. This is probably one of the best. It's one of the hardest cover arts I've ever seen. Like, it's so good. It's so good looking. Like, I don't know who designed it, but they did their thing. All right, so it looks like we have a 12-track long album, and he does put the singles that he released beforehand on the album. So there's about 5 songs on here that I've already heard. So another thing is, whenever I look at the track list, I always like predicting like what songs I'm gonna like, or like what song titles like catch my eye. And so far, I feel like Religion, Paparazzi, maybe Love. I feel like those songs are gonna be like, I have a feeling about them. And he put up a billboard with like the statement, "Who is Mike Dimes," which is the outro song on this album. So I'm also intrigued to see what this outro song is about. And yeah, with that being said, I just want to get right into the album. I appreciate all the support, and this is In Dimes We Trust by Mike Dimes. Here we go. So track 1 is actually Home, the last single he released for the album. And obviously I've already heard that song. Great song. I cannot get over how good that instrumental is. Just something about Mike Dimes and those strings, the strings on the whist, the strings on, Home. It's really, really good. Okay, but now we're going to get into some uncharted I was really about to say uncharted territory. Uncharted territory. Track 2 is titled Religion. And as I mentioned, this was one of the songs I just had a feeling about it. I just had a feeling, especially since it's the second song on the album. He already put Home out. Religion has to be just as good as Home, in my opinion. All right, this is Religion, track 2, off of Mike Dimes' album, In Dimes We Trust. Here we go.
Pimpin' hoes, my ass gon' die up in this Gucci mink. Whole crew with it, she in the mood if I just do a wink. Her mama ain't
this
gon'
flow.
set my music too explicit. Ain't my bitch, then I won't kiss it. If you leave, I won't be trippin'. BD Coupe is rented, now she misses. I can't be a witness, they treat pussy like religion. Pussy like religion, they treat pussy like religion.
Are you serious? Okay, this song. Oh man, I'm already geeking over this album. Oh god. As soon as he brought in the title of the song Religion, I was like, okay. I just want to see where this goes because I'm only 28 seconds in, so let's just keep going.
Little together, if you gotta ask him, applying the pressure. All of my hoes get together, she leaving her nigga cause Mike do it better. Oh baby, that boy might go crazy, hit a 180. Hoes can't play.
This beat, okay. Like, as of right now, I cannot stop bopping my head to this beat. Like, seriously, it's so catchy.
Please, just leave me alone. Ain't my bitch, then I won't kiss it. If you leave, I won't be tripping. BD Coupe is legend.
That beat, that bump, 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 bump. It's just how it keeps coming in and out. It's so... as I mentioned with Home, I'm not surprised that he picked Religion as the second song. It's like, as I mentioned, it had to have that same energy. Because when it comes to Home, you have to have a song that, like, that's at that level with it to follow up with it. You can't just put any song after Home.
Please don't start acting stupid. We bring a climax to conclusions. I don't do no loose. Please stop talking, ho. Cruise ships.
Ooh, that pitch it down.
Blue strips making niggas goofy. Boy, we know you broke. I've been working hard, so
Okay, so I'm not surprised, but as I mentioned, second song off the album. It matched the energy of the first one, and I can't complain. It was a great second track. And yeah, let's just get right into the third track. The third track is titled Gigolo. That beat's gonna come in. Ooh. Oh, yo, that space in the beat too. Like, you can hear it building up in the background. And I think when that beat drops, the reason why he doesn't rap a lot on it is just he just wants to let that beat ride out. And I can see why. All I'm saying is I've never heard someone introduce themselves in a harder way. Let's rewind.
Bitch, I go by Mike. show this something I could jig to.
That piano.
Watch your feet and let me show you what I'm fin do. I never chase the pussy, but the what I get to. I never stress the bitch, cause if I lose her, I can get to. Hey, bring the.
Why do you be acting like a pimp?
Cause I'm a gigolo, yeah, I'm a gigolo. I never pick a hoe, I'm gigolo.
I'm still on track 3. I mean, oh god. As I mentioned, this album, it's gonna turn heads. Just the snippets I've heard from this album, the singles I've heard from this album, this is absolutely gonna be one of my favorite albums of the year. Only on track 3, and let's just get right back into it. I'm so excited.
I'm just tripping cause I'm fucking every bitch that's in my city. Yeah, we stepping, we don't need to wear no jewelry in the club. This ain't for flexing. And my phone on D.
Still can't get over that piano. Doon.
Bethany, I don't know something with Effany, she different. But I don't give a fuck cause Mike is still gonna be peppin'. If you leave, I won't be tripping.
This is not only gonna be one of my favorite songs off the album, but I know for a lot of people it's gonna be their favorite songs for sure. One of their favorite songs for sure, at least. God. I still can't get over that intro. Bitch, I go by Mike Dimes. That's just... Oh, man. It's too good. It's too good. But also, I forgot to say, this will also probably be one of my favorite beats. I mean... Okay, I can't say that yet, because there's still so many songs of it. Okay, track 4, Paparazzi. This was another song that I just had a feeling about it. It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be a good one. So I'm pretty excited to get into this next one. This is track 4, Paparazzi. I think I heard this snippet. This beat already sounds familiar.
You started laughing, I ain't embarrassed. I'm a fucking bad bitch, diamond in the rough to fall off, riding solo, bitches, loco.
Ooh. Okay, a lot more of a laid back hook. I definitely didn't expect that. Maybe I was thinking of a different snippet or a different song, but
17, I told the teacher who is hot as me.
Never mind, this is it.
Now I got a teacher trying to top on me. You said we compatible, I see you like mythology. Too expensive, this ain't normal with this dick mahogany. I'm a prophecy, I'm kicking shit a solo soccer team.
This, oh my god, that rhyme scheme is so good. Mahogany, mythology, I got soccer team. I mean, that's another thing with me. I mean, I've already mentioned this before, but when it comes to albums, especially projects, it takes such a long time for me to process everything that's going on, and that rhyme scheme was so dope, though. I really like that rhyme scheme.
If you blind, I give you semen, you can taste my collar. And I'm too offended if you speak to me, address me properly. My money, yeah, I get that. I don't like to chit chat. I like making big racks. Little nigga, big member. Said, who are you? And started laughing. I ain't embarrassed.
I love how he just brings the beat back on this part.
Yeah, up the price so I ain't tripping off the overload. I'm a walking domino. You push me, I knock over yo's. Put that on the bros, nigga.
Ooh, I mean, he can say that all he wants, as much as he wants. I'm Mike Dimes. It's always gonna sound good. Okay, so, God, that rhyme scheme. I still can't get over that. And it's funny because at first I thought it was that one snippet, which I was right about. And then I'm like, okay, it's not that one because this hook is just way too, like, you know, it just doesn't sound like it. But it definitely was the snippet, so I really like that song. And yeah, honestly, I haven't heard a song so far that I don't like, so let's just keep it going. Okay, so track 5 is Backroom, and that is another single that he released for the album. The flows on Backroom, jeez, dude. I'd probably say out of all the flows or melodies on the singles he released, Backroom definitely has one of the more catchier melodies or flows. It's just, it's too good, too good. All right, so since you already heard Backroom, we're gonna go right into track 6, Love. I know where this snippet's going.
Bitch, you got me fucked up. Hello? Please don't get
okay. Those strings. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say this right now. I knew what was coming because he posted that snippet on his Instagram story or something like that. But it wasn't like the studio version, I don't think. So like, I don't know if I just didn't hear those strings or I just didn't hear how well they sounded when I heard that snippet, but that caught me by surprise. Dun 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 dun. Oh no, this, I don't even know where this is gonna go after this. I'm a walking casino. This life a movie, baby. Bells might like Christmas. I'm a Christian, rocking Christian Dior. The only youngin' with a bad bitch you are. Ooh, we're getting a little bit faster with that flow. We're not gonna skip that flow right there. I could hear him picking up the flow a little bit, but I didn't know if he was gonna, like, you know, dive into it. He definitely dived into it, that's for sure.
Yeah, you is a fan now. I got bands now. No, Nah, you ain't my man's now.
Okay.
I be coolin' on the front street. Bad bitch want me. I want all the dinero. I'm rockin' gold like a pharaoh. I got a...
Is he gonna bring it back to the intro? It has to be. I think it's gonna be a different drop. There's no way. I mean, it'll sound good either way, but I don't think it'll be the same.
Bitch, I go by Mike Dimes. Nigga, double MOG.
That flow ain't the same though, that's for sure.
Mike Dimes going.
Oh, no. Okay. For sure. Love is locked in as one of my favorite songs. It's locked in.
Money on money on money on money on money. One thing about me, I be thumbing.
Yes. As soon as he started repeating that money on money on money, I was like, please keep repeating that. I mean, not the phrase, but just like, you know, just keep going on with, you know, that flow.
What them rags out, take a shit, then we finna cash out. Like to act up, we can act out. Camera boy moving like a flash out.
And he brings back the intro to wrap it up. That's, in my opinion, that song was so good. He could have released that as a single, and it would have done just as good as the other ones. There's 2 features on this album. On track 7, which we're about to play, and then track 11, it looks like. This is track 7, Where the Party At.
Spent a cool couple racks to get me ice. And I'm like, ooh, I see why they wanna fight me. Baby girl, you was just my hoe, you ain't my wife.
Back with the piano.
Who this nigga, bruh, huh? Please don't talk to me. Ben Franklin called me Michael, you ain't him, call me properly.
Oh.
Got me eat. Mike Dimes turn a simple party to an anthem. Ransom, niggas hear my shit and put
Ooh, I like this chorus.
Everything I say gon' get my bands up. Head knockers, pill poppers, showstoppers, real niggas, where the party at?
Duke Deuce.
Got me trying to sleep up on the king. Hold on, what the game been missing. Most of rappers watching me, they bite my style but never mention.
Single shot callers, where the party at? Head knockers, pill poppers.
What a party at? What a party at?
Okay, so that was track 7, Where the Party At. And while I did like that song, it probably won't be one of my favorites when it comes to the album, just because the other ones are just really good. It had that energy, but I don't know if it had that same energy, you know, as the other songs did. Okay, so it looks like track 8 is No Trends, which is obviously one of, if not his biggest single that he's released. And it's no surprise, it probably has one of his best choruses. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna go right into track 9, titled Snow White. Okay, so like, I think, what song was it? I want to say it was Paparazzi. I don't know, there was a song that had like a more like chiller tone to it, or just like a very laid back beat to it. And I thought it was going to continue to be laid back, and it wasn't. You know, the energy just shot right back up, so I'm interested to see if this song is going to be a little bit more laid back all the way throughout. I had to grab some water, honestly, because like I feel like I can't even like speak clearly. Like, I'm just talking so much, and this album is just, you know, I'm just loving this album so much. Like, ooh, I like that. So it's very apparent right off the bat that this song definitely has a different, I don't know, energy level, a different vibe to it from the other songs. But I like it so far. It's pretty catchy.
Like no pain when you like that swisher, sweat drips, neck itch, but it feels like winter. It feels like winter. Nigga, pass me the 40. I'm getting drunk and taking breaks in the morning.
I just love that delivery, just the way he's entering these verses on the song.
Could have bought some tuition, but she was trying to gain some weight to lose feeling. This day and age, don't give a fuck if you witness. They trying to get high.
Okay, so that was Snow White. That was a nice little 2-minute song. Kind of similar to Where the Party At. I don't know if I like it as much compared to the others. And it might just be like, when it comes to Mike Dimes, I might just prefer the songs with just like a lot more like, you know, the high energy songs with the crazy beats and stuff like that. So maybe it just wasn't my cup of tea, but it wasn't a bad song, you know, by any means. Okay, so track 10 is Wiss. And Wiss is the last single that he, you know, released, you know, prior. That's going to be on this album. But Wiss was probably for a long time one of my favorite songs by Mike Dimes. Like, I don't know who came out with that strings intro, you know, before the beat drops. But whoever came out with that intro, I mean, it's one of the best beats I've ever heard, and it's just definitely one of my favorite songs by Mike Dimes, and so yeah. Okay, so with that being said, we actually only have 2 more songs left on this album. So we got track 11, Same Gang, featuring Zay3K. Here we go.
Mission to get commission from this being prophecy. Cop designer for the whole family. I hope they proud of me. Who is hot as me?
That's already kind of reminded me of the rhyme scheme in, what song was it that made me love that rhyme scheme? Paparazzi, was it also Paparazzi when he was rapping about mahogany and, you know, soccer teams and methyl, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Slow up, no money when we blow up. This dirty in this phone colors, keeping my composure. The land of holy snake ways, dap you up, and snatch you up. Land of holy fake ways.
I like this build up.
Cinco, where you at? Probably in the back. David got the
First of all, I gotta shout out Cinco really quick. So for those who don't know, Cinco is actually a DJ for Mike Dimes and also a close friend, if I'm pretty sure. And he actually ended up showing love on the Home video where I reacted to Home, you know, by Mike Dimes. And obviously with the title Same Gang, you know, he's going to be talking about people he came up with, people, you know, he grew up with.
If I got the vision, all they gotta do is count on me. That's a fact. I just pulled up to the jet. That's the Apple nigga wrote this up in naughty.
You know, this song doesn't really have that kind of crazy beat. It's still good, but I love how he's just still coming with these hard-hitting bars.
When we rolling with the doors up, H-Town slow up, no money when we blow up. This dirty in this phone colors, keeping my composure. The land is while I be sagging my pants and friends turn to famine.
Is A3K?
Bitch, all they know is roll up with pose up and remember I was rapping, niggas ain't even
I like how they keep bringing the beat back. They did it for Mike Dimes' verse as well, but for A3K's verse, they're bringing the beat back a little bit again, and you can kind of just hear his isolated vocals, just like, I don't know what the terminology for it is, but you know what I mean.
The same gang, and that's a fact, right?
Okay, so A3K, his verse, I liked his verse on this song for sure. Really good feature.
Smoking with the same gang.
Okay, so that was track 11, Same Gang featuring A3K, and I gotta say, regardless of the flow or the instrumental, just the premise of the song Same Gang, I think that's just something that Mike Dimes, you know, he definitely wanted to express, you know, how, you know, the gratitude for the people he came up with, and now he's not gonna leave them behind, and yeah, really cool premise for this song. Unfortunately, we are down to the 12th and final track. Who is Mike Dimes? And so I've been seeing on his Instagram how he's been posting, like, you know, on his story about how, like, he has like a billboard in Texas just titled Who is Mike Dimes, or I think that's what it's asking. And I mean, I think just the title Who is Mike Dimes, it's the perfect song for the outro. It's just something just to, like, why has he been promoting the whole like Who is Mike Dimes thing on those billboards? And just, you know, with that being said, this is the 12th and final track on In Dimes We Trust by the one and only Mike Dimes. Who is Mike Dimes? Here we go. Okay, so I'm already getting kind of like a tell your story, like he's gonna talk his talk, like yes, the beat's gonna be important, but I have a feeling lyrics is really what's gonna be like the center point of the song.
The bass to the studio. While they hating on the nigga that they used to know. We ain't cool no more. FaceTime shorties just to see what mood she on. All white bricks, my hotline bling. Coolin' with my team. Touched a couple strings.
Yeah.
Made a mama proud of me. Name got extra calories. Wait on that. Music coming, wait on that. Mike Dimes hate on that. Do a show and pay a bro and put that shit on income tax.
So when it comes to this song, I think what I really like about it so far are just the horns. Just like the horns in general. It really gives off that just, you know, right off in the sunset, just this is the last song of the album until the next project, until the next, you know, single by Mike Dimes. This is it. This is all you're going to hear until the next, you know, whatever comes next.
14, saw a dream, 15, made a scheme, 16, made a team, 21, love the green.
Oh, I love that beat.
Profit, haters boost my self-esteem, don't invite me, so I like to kick down doors, pull a couple foes, make me wipe a nigga nose, I ain't tripping off a partner.
When it comes to this instrumental or beat, you know, it's pretty like different from the other songs, right? But it just wouldn't make sense to wrap up the album with a song like, you know, Paparazzi or Religion or
hella missions, I ain't never been content. I got a bag and let you know that I ain't never been your friend. They ain't know the boy. Got some money in my pockets, now they love the boy. 15, saw a dream, 15, made a scheme.
Okay, so that was In Dimes We Trust by Mike Dimes, and I gotta say, that was an incredible experience. Like, absolutely worth the wait. Like, when I say the album came out last night, but I just didn't have the time to record a video for it, and then today at work, like 3 hours before I get off, Spotify decides to go down, and I'm like, I'm supposed to go home and react to this album that I've been just so excited for the past like weekend, or just, you know, I'm still processing this album. Like, oh wow, like this is, when it comes to like Religion, Gigolo, Paparazzi, Love, I mean, it's not like a 4-song run because Backroom is in there, but Backroom even being in there, That is a crazy 4-song run right there. Gigolo, Paparazzi. Oh, wow. All I gotta say is in Dimes We Trust. That's all I gotta say. In Dimes We Trust. Go stream in Dimes We Trust. So with that being said, I mean, I think I mentioned it in the home video, but this album is going to turn heads for sure. You know, I can't wait to see what's next in store for Mike Dimes. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you in the comments, everyone who likes the videos, every subscriber. And yeah, I know we're in crazy times right now, but I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's staying safe, taking care of themselves. With that being said, that is going to do it for me. Take care.